So why are you going to use email? Why are you going to use email different from what you've used it as? Because, okay, how many people here use email? Okay, everybody, right? 90-some% of the population, unless they're under the age of 6, probably, right, uses email. Do the younger generations use email? Yes, they do. Here's how I can encourage you. Yes, they instant message and they text. But when they get to high school and college, the only way they can communicate with their professors and their teachers and an admin is through email. So they ultimately learn that through the world of communication. And it's very different from texting, as you all know. It still doesn't mean they're short, but they're not clearly as short. And they carry longer lasting, right? They're more dynamic because they're one-to-many. So we know that also between the ages of 18 to 64, folks are on the internet and are using email. And actually, in reality, it's up to 75. The ages from 55 to 75 are the biggest growing age range for folks who are on the internet, checking out Facebook. So email in cost effectiveness. Again, this doesn't mean you wouldn't use a direct mail piece when appropriate. And I'm going to give you some examples of some great times. I think if your direct mail piece is fabulous, people actually look at it more now because they don't get as much. So you may get some more attention for it. But the cost is about, the return on investment on a direct mail piece is about $7 per dollar spent. And on email, it's a return of over $48 per dollar spent. So a huge differential. Email is just really inexpensive. Somewhere in between is websites if you sell off of a website. So why don't we email? Because we hate junk mail, right? Everybody's worried that they're going to be spam. And so one of the things about an email service provider is that they create these fabulous templates for you. They have relationships established with those filters that have been mandated by our government, and your emails actually go through. There are rules, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. But email marketing isn't spam. It's targeted. Remember we were talking about if you have a campaign you want it to be measurable? How do you know if it's worked if something hasn't happened for it? If you don't know if people have opened it or come in and tell you they saw something on your email that inspired them, right? And a latest class or a better deal or something that has brought them in. Helps you to build relationships. And now we used to talk about viruses being such a bad thing, but now we know everything viral is good, right? Because it's viral, it can be shared. It looks professional, the templates are made for you, it's easy to use. So where do you start? You set your objectives, meaning everybody always asks this question, how do I start? You know, most places have over 500 templates to choose from. I always say, even before you start with your objectives, think in your head, what can I reasonably expect myself or my business or my office to handle? Do you want to send something once a week? Can you handle that? Do you want a newsletter that has 5 columns and I say no, don't start there. That's overwhelming to me. How am I going to fill in all that space? It's overwhelming. Pick a template that's more simple. You can always add to it, right? But you want to think about what's going to work best that's realistic for you. And let your customers know that. How many times do you send to them? I mean, don't you find that just really annoying that you get email after email from a particular group, ultimately where you say stop sending, right? Unsubscribe or get no. So you want to think about the kind of information. Are you giving what's appropriate? And the key phrase I use over and over is remember that you're trading value for their attention. Right? If you want folks to pay attention, you have to give them something of value. Whether it's tips about best practices in the tax field, whether it's why you want to join this nonprofit because this is what we do and how we do it well and who benefits, whatever it might be, but some sort of value for them to be able to open it. Again, it helps you to get through past the Can Spam Act, which we talked about, and most importantly, hopefully use your services to go along. Here's an old style email. You probably haven't seen this for a long, long time, right? So you look, I mean, this was from the U.S. Tennis Association. This was an invitation to a tennis event. They did like this. I don't know how inviting that looks to you. It doesn't make me want to jump and run to this. This is pretty blah. The to line, I don't know if you all know this, but once you have more than 9 addresses in your to line, it becomes a filter flag, right? 10 addresses or more.
Does that mean in your BCC or CC as well?
No, in your BCC you'll have a range of maybe up to 50, and that's a great question Pete's asking. If you have a group, right, you've created a group and you put them in your BCC line, right, that's how some people move around that. But again, if you hit 49, then you run into issues. So you have to break up your mail. So what the Tenants Association said was, we don't need a fancy template. We don't need an email service provider. But they took their monster list and divided it by 9. How realistic, right? That didn't work so well for them. It doesn't offer any branding and, most importantly, no tracking. So they don't know if people have opened. So they switched. And they went ahead and used a template now. And you can see it's a much cleaner format. I mean, much more inviting, just basically has colors even. But of course, the viral propensity is 1 to many. You're getting that message out.
Plus, you can use graphics and photos to tell a story, right? The cliche, a picture's worth 1,000 words, so you can part of it. Yeah.
It's interesting, exactly. You have a question?
So, help me understand how you get around the 9 and the 49 limit.
Email service providers have made agreements, right? So they have created, and all the templates are formulated, so when people pick templates, not that you would know this, but I'll tell you, that they're formatted so that there are words and picture balance in each section, which is again why and we'll talk about this a little bit further, but when we talk about adding in a video or adding in a picture, you can have links to other things, but we recommend that you just have them be links versus embedding a video per se. Embedding a video, if you haven't noticed in email, then becomes a hotter issue. And of course, photos are a hotter issue as things go through filters. So they're just looked at. The beauty of having email service providers, you get away with more. There's more leeway because your agreement with an email service provider is that you will follow certain rules.
Well, doesn't that hold true when you're adding contacts to your email list in your database?
Exactly.
Constant Contact has this guideline that they want to know that you have permission to market to those folks.
Before you can send, you have to at least say that, and we're going to talk about that specifically.